All right, so just a quick little intro to the video you're getting ready to see. I really only have room for one memorabilia bike, if you want to call it that. And right now I've got my 82 Moto Mag that I built a couple years ago, obviously black on black. I love the way it looks, but I've always been a big fan of the loop tails, so I recently picked up an 85 Mongoose California with the loop tail. And I don't know, try and give some pointers to those of you that might be getting into it and not really know things. So this is what makes it a loop tail. And when I was a kid, I had a GT Pro Performer chrome with white. And GT Pro Performer is just out of my league. So I'm going with this. I was going to do white, but I think I'm just going to strip down the Moto Mag that I have and go black on chrome and see how that turns out. If I want to change it out later, I can. I'm going to wait till I order a couple parts. I need a new bottom bracket, a new headset, and maybe a new C-clamp, and a chain, and maybe a sprocket. I think that's about it. Once I get those parts in and I get the bike stripped, I'll go ahead and start putting it together. And I'll kind of walk you through the best that I can as far as how you determine your bottom bracket, your headset, what you measure, all that stuff. I'm sure I'm going to make some mistakes, so feel free to correct me in the comments if I make any kind of errors, because I'm still kind of new to this, and with today's bikes, there's so many different sizes on everything. It can be really difficult and hard to get the right answers. So I'll do the best I can to help you out, but keep watching and let me know what you think. All right, so a little bit follow up here. As you can see, I've kind of got the Californian mocked up a bit, and I'm just kind of learning this myself. And when I went out and looked at this frame, I think I got a little bit excited about what I was getting. Didn't pay too much attention to the dropouts, and I might have mentioned this in the first part of the video, but it's been a while. I've been waiting on parts and ordering them. But the dropouts are kind of boogered up on this, and when I went to put the wheel in, it's really tight. They should all be the same size as like my 82 Mongoose that I built previously, which these fit in perfect, no problem. So I don't know, I'm probably gonna have to get this on a vise, tweak it a little bit. Depending on how bad it is, I might even have to file it down a little bit just so I can get that to fit in there right. But it's just really kind of mocked up. It's not together or anything, and I don't know how to do the fast forward when you're putting stuff together like people do. I don't know if my phone can do that. That's all I'm recording on. So this definitely isn't a how-to video. I'll probably put some stuff on, take another video, just kind of show you that. And at the end, I'm probably going to just show you some of the other bikes I've built. I don't have all of them anymore, but you know, it's just been kind of fun, you know, learning as I go along. And but yeah, I'm going to bring you in, show you the parts I've got. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. I'll probably tell you to look on YouTube, because there's a lot of stuff that you can learn on there that I don't know. And honestly, I'm still measuring everything, but let me go ahead and bring you in so you can check some stuff out. All right, so I know it's kind of bright out here. I'm out here in Florida. Don't worry about those handlebars. They were just an extra set that I had. But these are some of the tools that you're going to need. Obviously, you're going to need some wrenches, some Allen wrenches, some specific stuff for the bike itself. You know, this stuff you can really find on Amazon pretty cheap. And honestly, it's been a while since I've used some of these, so it's going to take me a second to remember which one they're for. These are for the cranks. I believe this is for the headset. This is possibly for the headset. This might be for the bottom bracket. But you can see this is the file I was talking about. I might have to get out my Dremel. And again, some of these parts are, well, most of them are off of my 82 Mongoose that I built. So I've got the brake, just a single rear brake. I've already got the cranks that I'm going to put on. I am not using this sprocket. It was just an SE, just an old sprocket that I had when I built the other one. Didn't have another one. But I'm going with this one here. 36 tooth. I know it's a GT, but I like the black with the chrome. I believe these are called CW style handlebars. I like these, and I also like the GT Pro Performer style handlebars. So sometimes when you like two things but you can only have one, it's difficult to figure out which one you want. But this is my headset. You know, maybe before I put stuff on, I'll actually take it out of the package and show you what it is. My bottom bracket, it's an American bottom bracket. One thing you got to know is the size of your axle. crankshaft. Keep the comments to yourself there. You got to know the size of this before you get your bottom bracket. I believe mine is a 19. I think the other size might be a 20 or 22. I don't really know. You guys feel free to drop some knowledge down there in the comments. But this is American bracket, old school BMX. Definitely the larger ones is called the American bottom bracket. I know there's a Euro. I don't really know all the other ones, so I'm not going to try and tell you. But American bottom bracket. And this is just some Neverdoll. I use this to kind of polish it up a little bit. You know, it's not in great shape. There's a little bit of corrosion right there, but all in all, I'm pretty happy. Obviously rags. But yeah, that's about it. These are some knockoff Tough Wheels. Pretty generic stem. You know, I'm not trying to make it completely original. Definitely not my intentions. I just like having it, you know, and hopefully I'll be able to get a loop tail 29er one day. The hutch is just kind of out of reach for me as far as the price goes, and to be honest, I don't want to get an SE. The majority of people are out there riding SEs, and it's not what I like to do. I want to ride something a little bit different, you know. But anyway, that's going to be about it. Next video, I'll go ahead and have some parts installed for you, and hopefully we'll get this thing cranked along. Okay, so it looks like these cups are still in here from when it had cage bearings or ball bearings for the bottom bracket. So I'm gonna have to knock those out before I can get my sealed bottom bracket in. So I think I can figure it out. Probably let's see, probably take this bar, put it in like that, and then hammer it out. But honestly, I'm gonna check YouTube real quick, see if there's an easier way or what's recommended. All right, yeah, just like I thought. I just had to pop each of those cups out. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put some grease right inside here. I'm gonna use this tool to put those in, and I think I figured out how to speed things up. So I might go ahead and give this a shot, see if that helps y'all out. I don't know. All right, so as you can see, this is really my first time doing this. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the camera, kind of readjust so I'm not just wasting your time. But I think I'm gonna do one side at a time. All right, so let me bring you in and show you what I ended up doing. Again, I've never really done this before. So I ended up flipping these around so there was more up against here, and I did one at a time. So you can see I've already done this one. Now I'm gonna do this one. Got my crescent wrench so I can hold one side, spin the other, and it went in pretty good. Just make sure you grease it. Now, I am not going to run this inner sleeve. I know some people will probably say you gotta run it. Some people will probably say you don't need to run it. I'm not gonna run it because in case I ever need to change this bottom bracket or I sell it and somebody wants to change it, with that sleeve in there, I don't know how to get that bottom bracket out, so that's why I'm not using it. But I'll set you up, we'll do a little time lapse. Okay, that's it. Got the bottom bracket in. I'll go ahead and get the cranks in. I've got to change out that sprocket first. But I really don't have a great stand for this. If you've got a better stand, it might make things easier. All right, so to change out this sprocket, all you got to do is remove this Allen here. Obviously, I got to take a crank arm off. I'm going to go ahead and take this off camera and put on the new one. I highly recommend not doing this outside because it's friggin' hot. All right, I had to come over here in the shade. It was getting a little hot. So your new sprocket is going to come with 2 spacers. All right, you're only going to use one of them. As you can see, this one, maybe that's for the 22. This one's for the 19, so I've already got it snugged down. There was blue Loctite on there already. But there you go, that's what it's going to look like. I know it says GT, but whatever, I don't really care. Also, your new bottom bracket is going to come with all these spacers and everything. I don't know how to figure out which ones to use. I know you would use these just to kind of cover everything up, but these spacers here, I honestly don't know. So I'm just going to duplicate what was on my 82 Mongoose, and hopefully that works when I get the chain on there. Alright, so on my 82, and I didn't set the 82 up, but it had this spacer like that, and then the dust shield cover or whatever that might be, like that, and that can't be right. Maybe when I took it apart I messed something up, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to just use one of these regular washers, maybe 2 of them, just a couple spacers, and see how it goes. Alright, so the video I watched on YouTube, it shows you've got the 2 washers. It shows the one with the lip goes on the non-drive side, and the flat one goes on the drive side, the side with your sprocket. And that taper obviously points out. So I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to add any spacers, and we'll see what happens. Last update for the day, I got to get to work. I did end up putting a spacer right there. I'm not sure if you can see it because of the sun. Measured each side with my finger, really just as a general reference. And it's pretty close I think. Probably not as loose as it should be. I've already got the pinch bolts tightened, so maybe I can back these off a little bit. I'm not real sure. I'll probably watch another video on that. But one more thing I'm ordering are the SE style chain tensioners. As you can see, this is really boogered up, so I want to cover that up as much as possible, but I'll pick it up another day. All right, so I'm doing a lot of talking, and this video is getting a little longer than I think I wanted. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through these parts right now, and I don't know what they're called. All right, so I apologize, but this part goes here, and of course I have to set that in. That's what this tool is for. Down at the bottom of the headset goes this cup here, I think is what it's called. And I'm doing my best to not get pieces out of sequence because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But these are sealed bearings in here. You have basically the same thing that goes in the top of the headset. And it's got this little washer in there, and then this is your locking nut, and then of course the quill stem goes inside all of that. So I'm going to get it all together, and then I'll just show you another video. Okay, so I got this one pressed on. I added a little bit of grease. I used this tool right here, slid it over the fork. I used a little piece of wood and my 5-pound sledge to get it seated on there. Make sure you've got it flush, or it's not all on the way. And I'm using this same tool as I did yesterday for the cranks to get the cups on, I think they're called. I went ahead and put the one on top. Again, I added a little bit of grease to do that. I just do one at a time. I don't want them to get crooked. And I'm going to go ahead and install this one. All right, so that's going to do it for the headset. I've already got everything back on. As you can see, I've got it flush. You know, if I get on the bike and I feel like I need to adjust this, there's a little bit of room. You can adjust this up or down. But it's really smooth. I'm not going to spin it around for you on camera. But it's really smooth. And I know somebody might be looking at this layback seat post, and they're absolutely garbage. They will bend on you. You know, if you're old school and you want that layback seat post look, these are the ones I found, and they suck. But for this one and this one, I had a steel bar welded inside all the way up to this bend, as far as it could go. So it is a little bit heavier, but I haven't had any problems with it bending or anything like that. So just FYI for you. All right, so it's coming together really well. What I'm going to work on next are the dropouts. Definitely going to do that off camera. I'm going to be fumbling around, working on it in my shed, probably sweating a lot. So once I get it squared away, I'll be back. I'll get those SE knockoff chain tensioners. I still need to order a chain, but it's getting real close to being done. And then, of course, I got to put the brakes on. I'm kind of up in the air about stickers. I'll probably look into some. If I can find some with black accents, I'll probably go ahead and go with them. But that's going to be it for now. I'll add another video once I get those dropouts done. All right, there she is, all done. Chains on. I know I mentioned chain tensioners, but again, since I'm really just kind of new at this myself, I didn't take that into account when I cut the chain. And I didn't have enough space on the bottom brackets to add those chain tensioners. So it is what it is until I get another chain, which will probably never happen. But I also know in the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I would talk about measurements. And again, you know, I'm really learning this stuff and I do it so infrequently that I'm always looking into measurements online. So I didn't really want to give any false information, but I'll take you in and take a look at everything. I'm really digging this chain that I got. I'm sure it was off of Amazon. And I'm not going to be putting any links for anything, but here you go. You can kind of check everything out. It's a black and chrome chain, and the dropouts weren't as bad as I thought they were. I have a 3/8 size Dremel bit. The axles, I believe, are 3/8, so I just went in and smoothed those out. I took some pliers and a rag and just kind of bent them a little bit. They were just out of whack a little bit. Brakes still need to be adjusted, but I'm really not good at that. I got the pad set in. I don't like the stem pads. I like seeing the stem, so I didn't put that one on there. But got the front pad on there. And still have the original, whatever that's called, from 1985. There's a 1985 Mongoose Californian. Got some black dice on there. I know a lot of people like to have the letters on the same side as the dice. I don't really care. They ended up actually just on the opposite side, which I'm kind of okay with. And I did get a sticker kit, but I'm not too sure I'm going to put that on. But I'm really digging this crank setup, the sprocket, the chain. I just think it looks fantastic. So there you go. All right, I'm also going to drop a video just of all the bikes that I've built. So be sure and check out that one. Be a bunch of before and afters. And I might be doing another mountain bike to BMX conversion. Check out my other videos. Let me know if there's something you want to see. All right, thanks a lot.